Alright everyone, this is Mac from JLPTbootcamp.com, and we're about 100 days away from the July, the first test of 2011, the July test here in Japan. And I thought I'd just walk through how to apply for the test and how to get signed up and everything. So first, you need to pick up a packet here, application packet. Looks like this. You'll notice that these are not free. This is actually 500 yen. So be sure to pay for it. Just don't walk out of the bookstore without actually paying for the application. I guess some people have done that, so be careful. And inside this packet, you'll find four things, basically. There's the envelope to send your application in. There is this slip that will allow you to pay for the test fee. And there is the actual application, as well as this application guide here. And basically first, the most important thing here, I guess, is to fill out your application form, and there's instructions on how to do that in the guidebook. So I'm not really going to go over that too much, but choose your test and your date of birth, and the different purpose codes are in the back of the guide. And then here on this other side is where you need to put your address. Where you want your test to be sent, your test results, and your test voucher, which is what you'll need to get into the actual testing center. So this address is very important. They recommend in the guidebook to have your name on the mailbox of the address. Now, I've actually gotten away with not putting my name on the mailbox and still getting the test voucher and the test results and things. So I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend putting your name on the mailbox, or if it's okay with your company or school, sending it to your company or school. And if you're going to do that, still put your name here at the bottom, but be sure to mark your school or company name here, this CO part here. You'll see CO, and then this samakata in Japanese here. That's in care of in Japanese. So be sure to write your company name or your school name there, and then the post office will understand that to send it to that address. Here you'll see that you need to actually have a photo to put onto the application. This needs to be 3 centimeters by 4 centimeters, and you can go to a photo booth. They're pretty much everywhere in Japan, but they'll be at like a train stations, or they'll be at a big electronics store. Will have these photo booths, and you can select a format where it just will take pictures of you, and then it'll print out like I think 4 pictures of you at 3 centimeters by 4 centimeters. You just cut one of those out and then paste it on here. And be sure to write your name and date of birth on the back before you stick it on there. I personally take the picture myself, and then put it on a template, and then print that out at a regular photo shop here in Japan. And I will have a link to that in the blog post for this video. And if you want to do it yourself, and basically save about 600 yen, because those photo booths will usually charge somewhere between 500 to like 700 yen for those little photos to put your picture on. And you don't need anything really official, you just need a photo of yourself that's 3 centimeters by 4 centimeters, and in color, and you shouldn't be smiling. No hats, that type of thing. So it's supposed to just be a picture of your face, with like a half smile, kind of just like your passport picture, that you'll need for that. So another thing that you need to do is actually pay for the test fee. And the test fee in Japan is 5,500 yen, and you can do that 2 ways. You can go to the counter at the post office and give them this slip and pay that way. Before you do that, however, I should say, you need to fill out your name and address in these 3 boxes before they'll accept it at the counter. And if you're going to do it at the ATM, you're going to need to fill out this box and this box with your name and address if you're going to send it in via ATM. Now, the advantage of paying at the ATM over the counter is that the ATM is 80 yen is the processing fee to pay this. At the counter, it is 120 yen. So you save 40 yen by going to the ATM. And the option at the ATM to, if you can see this, the option at the ATM to pay this bill, let me see if I can get it to focus, is called Genkin Jiro Azuke Haraiki. And that's this kanji here. If you can't read that, then I'll of course write that in the blog article for this video as well. And that function of the ATM will allow you to pay this bill. So it's pretty, if you're familiar with, I would say if you're about an N3 level, it should be pretty easy to go through the ATM to read the kanji and to pay at the ATM. But if you're a little worried and this is your first time and you don't, you're not sure of what to do, I would just go ahead and go to the counter and pay for the application there and just not mess with it. So that's your 2 options. And then after you've paid, if you've paid at the counter, you need this slip here. So you need to rip it off and then take this slip, and actually it says it on the back, A up here for application. So rip this off, and also the clerk will stamp this to certify that you paid, and this is what you will send in with the envelope if you pay at the counter. If you don't pay at the counter, you'll have to rip this off anyway, and at the ATM you'll have to submit this part. So rip off A and submit these 2 slips into the machine. It'll take this into the machine, and then it'll actually scan this part for your name and address and print that on a receipt and shoot the receipt out, and then that receipt is what you will put in the envelope. And it has like a little kind of photocopy looking thing that has your name and address on it. So that's how you would do that if you're paying at the ATM. So once you've done all that, you got your slip, you paid your fee, you filled out your application, then you'll have to stick it in this envelope here, this blue envelope that they give you. Of course, on the back again, be sure to fill out your address. This can be actually in Romaji if you can't write the kanji for your address. Sometimes name kanji can be quite difficult, so you can write it in Romaji here. That's totally okay. This is if something gets messed up, they can send it back to you, of course. And then there's a handy little checklist here of the 3 main things that you need to stick into your application. Postal payment certificate, which is what you got from the ATM, or the stub that you got at the counter, and then completed application form and your photo pasted onto that application form. And then stick it all in there and seal it up. And then you're going to need to send this via delivery certified mail. And that in Japanese is right here on the side. And it's actually got the hiragana for it, so it's pretty easy to ask for this at the post office. It's Tokote Kiroku Yubin. And you can just ask for that at the post office and hand them this, or actually just hand them this. They'll probably know exactly what to do with it because it has this nice red label on the side. And that's all you need to do. And be sure to keep your receipt from sending this, and your receipt from a copy of your receipt from the payment slip, and kind of wait until I think mid-June is when they'll send out the test vouchers. So if you don't receive it then, be sure to give JEES a call and see what's going on. So that is it from me, Mac at JLPTbootcamp.com, and I wish you luck on the test.